Okay, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for joining today. So, very excited. Just got the knock on the door from DPD. So, DPD is the local courier company, and they've just dropped off this wonderful Mac Studio. So, the Mac Studio with the M3 Ultra chip is what we're going to be looking at today. And this is the version with, it's basically the base model of the M3 Ultra, 96 gigabytes of unified memory, and a bunch of other stuff we'll get into. I can't actually remember what I ordered it, but it was the one that would come the fastest. So actually, it says here, 28 CPU cores, 60 GPU cores, 96 gigabytes of RAM, 1 TB drive. So I know a lot of people asking, am I going to test out the bigger one? I mean, probably not, but the one with 80 GPU cores would be interesting to test, but I'm not really sure people are that interested in me testing it out. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Can you just make sure that that my audio is working properly? Because sometimes I'm talking and then the audio is not working. Just let me know in the chat if it all sounds good. And then we're just going to go ahead and unbox this bad boy. So pretty much the most powerful Mac that you can buy right now. And what's cool about it is that we have the M3 Ultra chip inside it. I love Apple packaging. And one of the big advantages is the fact that there has the interconnect between the two M3 Max chips. A lot of people are disappointed that we don't have an M4 Ultra, but the M4 Max chip doesn't have that interconnect, so therefore we can't make use of it in the same way. So let's try and do this properly. I would like the packaging job they do on this. How do I open this? Despite the fact that my desk is clear, I don't actually have that much space. What's cool about this is you can take it apart like that. Ooh, I don't have much space to actually move stuff, so these walls are supposed to come down. I'm just pick this bad boy up. And then we've got our power cable, and that's pretty much all we have. So let's put the packaging back together. I will need this later because I ain't keeping this. This is going back to return. So I do have like an Apple contact, but I emailed them and then they didn't reply to me. I wanted to get some hardware like the MacBook Air, the new MacBook Air, which I've just received just now as well. And I also want to get this M3 Ultra 2. But yeah, I'm purchasing Phantom Freak 81. I'm purchasing directly from Apple because I find that their returns system is very forgiving. Okay, so I like that because you can use the device as long as it's not damaged in any way. It's easy to return. Okay, so it's a beautiful machine. It's like this packaging is like absolutely amazing. So, okay. So guys, if you are gonna if you have requests, okay guys, if you have requests for games for me to test, then there's a rule, okay? If you want a priority, if you want an opportunity to like change the video that I'm gonna make, so after I do all the footage of this today, I want to make like a whole video about gaming on the M3 Ultra, and I'm making it tonight, right? So all the footage that we're going to cover today is going to be dictated by which games I'm going to test, right? And if you want me to test a specific game, then all you got to do is super chat me for $5, $5 US, and I'll add it to the list. Now, I have hundreds of games installed, so I've got an idea of what to test. But if you want me to test something specific, I'll do my very best using my limited internet to like download it straight away and test it out now. Okay, so we're going to put let me just get some B-roll of this thing. It's nice to actually look at it. I get it for my actual video itself when I put it together. Mac Studio is shiny. It's heavy. It's heavy. Yeah, it's too bad we don't have. I really was thinking, if there's a time to put Cyberpunk 2077 together for the native Mac release, this would be the machine to test it on. This thing's gorgeous, beautiful. It's nothing like the new M4 Mac Mini. It is properly big. I'm just getting my disgusting fingerprints off this beautiful machine. Look at that. Mac Studio is an absolute beast. Yes, I also got the M4 MacBook Air, but for various reasons, the M4 is not particularly interesting to me right now, even though I know that video will be will be much more popular because the M4 based machines are way more valuable. But yeah, that's where we are. So I'm gonna hook this up now. Let's see where we are. Oh yeah, okay, good. So I'm just gonna spend a minute looking at this, and then I'll come back. So this is 4K MSI monitor. This is a very cheap 4K MSI monitor. Nothing like a Mac Studio, although it clearly looks like they tried to make it Mac Studio like. Let's just plug in the cable. I'm gonna put an HDMI cable into the back of this. I'm just trying to set this up in the right place. Well, let's get some cable management so it looks nice for the camera. Okay, so you can clearly see there's a Mac Studio here. My office is a bit cramped, so I think that looks pretty good. Hopefully that's going to come in focus. Okay, good. Oh, we're getting somewhere now. Okay, good. Plug in my keyboard. Okay, and then I'm going to try and pair my Magic Mouse 3. So I'll put this in first. Could I test out Final Fantasy XIV? I will do my best to do this today. So let's put you on the list. Thank you very much for the super chat. So FF14 by Smoothie. Okay. So thank you for that. $4.99. That's a lot of money. Thank you. Okay, good. That's paired up. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is put this together. Okay, let's do United Kingdom. Okay, let's see. Do I get my normal? Let me see. Am I going to get my normal view here? Okay, good. Ah, yeah. Here we are. Black Myth Wukong. Thank you, David. I think you've gifted memberships before. That's really much appreciated. Thank you very much. Let's update later. Oh shit! I've just pressed update. Ah, fuck. Okay. Anyway, we are updating. Okay, let's catch up on the chat. So we've got Final Fantasy 14. Can't believe I just pressed update. I didn't mean to update that. So someone's asking about how did you discover the set sample rate to 96 kilohertz in MIDI settings and crossover gains? I never would have thought to try it. It's quite a commonly shared tip. So this is not something that's hugely surprising to me to see that that would happen. Okay. A lot of people have discovered that tweaking that frequency solves some issues. It's some kind of translation thing. Please use 14 on Mac for trying Final Fantasy 14. Can you do Black Myth Wukong first on Mac settings with frame gen? If you super chat me, then I'll do that first. Let me see where my. Let me see. Do I have Final Fantasy 14? Well, good news is I've got a copy of 14 on Mac, but it is from July 2024. So we're going to give that a go in a bit. Are you seriously going to take 30 minutes? Okay, great. So get ready. What I might do is please do native games first. Yeah, I got a bunch of native games that we could try. There's let me think. There's the Resident Evil games. Okay, can test War Thunder native app, but properly. Both ground and air battles would be much appreciated. Okay. So War Thunder, ground and air battles. Okay, so that's wet 2008. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so just be aware, I'm gonna probably break this live stream into 2 batches, okay? Because at 4 p.m. UK time, I gotta go and pick up my son, take him to his concert, his orchestra thing, and then I might do one later tonight. So it's gonna be in about 7 hours from now. So I might do it if I can't cover everything in the next 2 hours, which it looks like I won't because this thing is saying that it's gonna take like half an hour to do this bullshit. Then yeah, I might have to do that. So while I'm waiting, I'm gonna use my other Mac and just check that I've got 14 on Mac ready to go. Yeah, Minecraft the Shaded Final Fantasy VII Rebirth ain't working. Balatro is obviously going to work. M1 runs it fine. My phone runs it fine. Is Monster Hunter available? Not Monster Hunter Wilds, I'm afraid. So that ain't going to work. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining me today. Which Assassin's Creed games run great through crossover? A lot of Assassin's Creed games can run pretty well. So a few streams ago, I did Origins. I know that Odyssey works. Unity, Black Flag. I think Black Flag might work better this time because of improved 32-bit support. Yes, I could try GTA 5 Enhanced. I couldn't get it to work last time, but we're going to do a fresh install this time. While we wait, could you mention what changes Crossover 25 brings? So I just published a Crossover 25 video last night, and it basically goes through all of the changes. So DXMT, if you want me to talk about that, is DirectX to Metal translation layer. And what's exciting about that is that it can translate DirectX 11 games to Metal, which is Apple's graphics API. And what's cool about it is that it's open source. So that makes it different from D3D Metal, which can do DirectX 12. It's also different from DXVK, which relies on Molten VK and DXVK in order to the DirectX to Vulkan and then Vulkan to Metal translation layers. And it's as far as the testing that I've done so far, it's less performative than something like DXMT. DXMT is extremely impressive. It's so impressive that basically it's the default option for DirectX 11 games now. That's what it is for Skyrim. So if you install Crossover 25 and you install Skyrim, then it's going to default to DXMT. So that's basically what you're going to be running. Will you test Death Stranding and Baldur's Gate 3? I prefer to test Baldur's Gate 3 once patch 8 is released, because I know that there's like a regression with the current patch. It's been like that for 6 months now. But I can test it if someone super chats me. I will test it. Death Stranding, I can test too if you like. But right now I've got 2 super chats, so Final Fantasy 14, and I've got War Thunder for me to look at. So each of those people have super chatted $5 or more, and those will be done first. So I'll do Final Fantasy 14, and I'll do War Thunder. What I might do is try it. So I store most of my game data on a NAS. Which is a network attached storage. And so what I might do is try to install Final Fantasy 14 again on my other Mac while I'm waiting, so I make sure that it's up to date. Because the last time I updated it was in 2024 in July. That's when I tested it last. So I'll try that. bring my MacBook here so I can just download this and then get this to work, because I just want to get as much performance, as much data downloaded as possible. So I am streaming from like a 5G ultra connection, which is pretty good. It can be reliable. Sometimes it ain't so good. If you're familiar with the stream, sometimes it drops out for no reason. But what's really good is that I am about to get a 1.6 gigabit internet connection, which is like the fastest I've ever had in a house. And it's going to come at the end of March. So I'm really excited about it, because it means that if I ever do, requests like this, right, I can just download the game straight away. I don't need to like wait or like plan too hard. So like, I'm really excited about that. Right now, what I'm doing is, let me see. I think I might give my overhead view because it might be a bit more interesting to watch. Yeah, so I'm just doing something on my Mac right now, which is my M3 Max, which is getting Final Fantasy XIV on Mac. So guys, if you want to like influence the video, the stream, everything, right, then this is the way to do it. You can just super chat me and I will like literally do it right now. Okay, so I've got 14 on Mac at the moment. We want to get the vanilla game. Let's get the vanilla game. Forgot which license version I'm using. Let me think. Do I need to use the Windows license? There's like a demo, right? I can't remember which way it goes. That's the speed that you have. Okay, good. How fast is 1.8 gigabit? That's really fast. I mean, it's faster than most people's home internet, because most people's local area network switches are just one gigabit. Just trying to think. Do I use a Windows license, or I think I need a Windows license. Yeah, I just used the Windows license. And I choose an existing install, and then I'll just make sure that this is updating. And then I can see my Mac Studio has just like come to life. So let's go and set up. It's not a very expensive area with fiber. Yeah. So my a lot of people on my street were getting like 900 megabit. Some ISPs were only doing 900 megabit, but I'm glad that I'm able to nab the 1.6 gigabit from EE, not the company that I would have thought to choose first. Yeah, yours about 400 megabit, up around 13 to 20. That's really good. Yeah, if I could have that, then I'd be really happy. Okay, I'm just gonna prepare Final Fantasy 14, and then I'm gonna do this. So I've got my 14 on Mac install location. The folders game and boot in the game executable. Just find this. I think it's got to the stage where actually my Mac has already started up. So it said that it was going to do 30 minutes, but I might look at that a bit later. Okay, good. So let's undo that. Okay, good. Let's get to work. Continue. Skip. Not now. Okay. Okay. Just logging into my Apple ID. It's two-factor. Let's have a look. Hey, I think we're nearly there. So I think what I might do is just try to finish this by the time I'll install 14 on Mac like first, okay, on here, and then I'll get stuff sorted out. Okay, black screen. Do you have games installed on an external SSD, or do you install them every time? Well, in the future, once I get this massive internet connection, then I will I will probably download more games. But right now I have it attached via NAS, so it's a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet connection to the hard drive, to the set of hard drives I have. Okay, so this is going to be a long haul, and regular viewers will know that I have a treadmill. So let's get some steps in for the next 2 hours. So I've got like a walking pad. If you want to find out which walking pad I use, let me know. And I'm going to start doing some walking. Okay. Cyberpunk is coming to Mac. It's almost ready. I think, as far as I can tell, it is like really close to being ready. I think it's going to release today or tomorrow, something like that. Can the Mac Studio emulate VR? It can do some limited VR. There's a guy called King Volpez who does a lot of work trying to get it working through parallels. Some stuff does work, like Half-Life Alyx. It's not perfect though. A lot of things could be improved. It's not really a native like experience. Okay. GTA 5 activation with crossover. Well, I might try that. It depends on how everything's working out today. Just make sure all my stuff is off. Let's turn this off. Let's turn this. Yeah, let's keep that on. Okay, one thing we're going to do is power mode. Make sure the power node is on, not on low power mode. Okay, and first request was 14 on Mac, so let's do it. Download this and install it. Okay. So 14 on Mac, or XIV on Mac, Roman numerals, is of course a third-party launcher for Final Fantasy XIV on Mac. One of the first applications to actually make use of DXMT, the translation layer, and it's a really good project, like a custom launcher for this. It's basically a wine environment similar to Crossover. Oh, we need to install Rosetta. Okay. Yeah, there is a low power mode. No 80 GPU core test, but the M3 Ultra. Yeah, okay, let's look at the specs first. Before we do anything, let's just double check all the specs. So we have here 96 gigabytes. Okay, so 96 gigabytes, 28 CPU cores. So it's basically it's two M3 Maxes. So it's the lower end M3 Max with 14 CPU cores, but then they just doubled it basically. And then we have, let's look at graphics. We have 60 GPU cores here. I don't know how fast this is going to be exactly. Let's also install a bunch of stuff here. So ooh, it's got some photographs there. Okay, network. Let's just change my Finder settings. Okay. And then we're going to go to my games folder. So these are my NASs basically. And then I've got another NAS. One for games, one for video stuff. Okay, games. Recordings. Okay, good. So I've got my game stuff. What's also handy as well is to show the path bar. I'm just going to do my like stuff oops. So login items. What's handy is we can get this stuff automatically added in. Let's do the terminal thing too. Just doing some like basic setup. I think I've got my setup stuff here. Where is it? Is it called other? No, it's not it. We're going to do some setup. That's it. Metal HUD enabler plist. We need to, so this is going to help me open the metal HUD every time. So I need to place it in library launch. Library launch agents. Now just copy this there. So sorry, just going to do some like boring setup stuff so that I can get all my metal HUD stuff done. Launch. Let me see, let's load it in terminal. How do I launch this as a root? Launch. So this is just a script. What I'm going to do actually is enable this thing, which I remember Mr. Macwright commented on one of my videos. So auto enable metal HUD startup YouTube. So look at my own tutorial video and then look at Mr. Macwright's thing, which helped me figure out how to do it. Yeah, so he has a different way of doing it, which is to write a config into here. So let's open a vanilla terminal window. This one is the one I want. This thing, which is going to write a preference thing in there. Okay, so that should, if I restart in a minute, that should do it. Are you on a treadmill? I would actually love to see how it handles newly released professional video software, Baselight M. Okay, if you super chat me, then I'll do it. Also going to do maybe Geekbench stuff too, right? What are the good benchmark tools for macOS? We have like Geekbench and what is it? Cine. What's the Cine one? Cine benchmark. Cinebench, yeah. I think that's Cinebench. Cinebench. Okay, let's do Geekbench. No, yeah, I could do Brew, but now I'm going to do Brew. Let's do Cinebench too, okay? I'd love to know how the new Marvel's Rival would run. Yeah, if you want to super chat me, then let me know. My priority right now is to try and do all of the super chats I've got so far. So we've got Final Fantasy XIV, and we've got some other stuff. Yes, I'm on a treadmill. I'm on the Walking Pad Z1 and a standing desk too. This is going to be a long one, so I want to make sure I'm fit and healthy and can actually get all this shit done while not killing my back, which is a real problem I'm having lately. Where's Cinebench? Okay, Geekbench. Let's download Cinebench for macOS. Okay, good. Yeah, let me just install the other stuff I need to do too. So I'll do the benchmarks in a minute. Need the other stuff. I'm gonna put my setup folder here. And then well, we've got amphetamine. Which is a tool which allows you to for the system not to turn off, which is very handy. And then what I want is yeah, rectangles quite good. I should probably copy amphetamine to my applications folder. Yeah, let's run black hole. Okay. This is just like boring setup stuff, which is good. Let's do the switch res X. Are you using an adjustable desk? Yeah, I have an adjustable desk. It can go up like this. You can't tell if it's going up and down. It's too subtle. But yeah, I have a standing desk. I was sitting down before. Okay, switch res X is good because we've got some custom resolutions we can employ here. Why is this? There's a couple of other things. Stats, that's a good one to have. Stats, so we can see some actual stat information. We want this to start every time. What? Yeah, so we can see some system info. What we also want to do is for stats, you want to add, people always want to see the temps, right? So sensors, we want to see system temperatures. So sensor to show. Let's look at temperatures for average CPU, okay? So why is that not showing? Maybe it's not been updated properly yet. So it might be that this version of stats needs to be updated. Let's look at that. Let's see. Check for updates, because I think this might be an old version. No, it's not. No, it's a shame. We can't see the stats here. Might install TG Pro instead, because that might give us better information about because TG Pro tends to update very quickly. Well, at least we can all agree that this M3 Ultra is way overkill for native Mac gaming. Yeah, that's completely true. Let's see. Can we download TG Pro? There's also Puget Bench. Okay, we can try that. Okay, before we do anything, I need to start downloading Final Fantasy 14. So I need to find my login for this. Completely forgotten what my login. It's Square Enix, right? Square. Okay, yeah. Let me just start that. There's a lot of multitasking here. Launch vanilla game. Can I choose an existing Mac install? Let me just find the one that I've got already. So I've got one on my NAS, which is Games Mac. Well, it doesn't like that. Is this it? Is that on it? It should contain gamers folders, game and boot, and the game executable. Game and boot. I might have to re-download this from scratch. It's a real pain in the butt. So let's choose which I can't remember which license I used before. Maybe I have to start a new license. This is the normal Mac license, Windows license. I think I must have done it through the Windows license. Okay, let's just download this from scratch. So hopefully this is not gonna kill my stream too much. Let's just see what my... Let's try this login instead. Yeah, I am walking. The login server's response indicates that you cannot play the game currently. Please make sure you have an active subscription and select the correct license. Can I change license here? Let's try macOS. This is the problem with taking requests for MMOs. Firstly, right, Final Fantasy XIV, the setup for this is dog shit. Okay, it's like the way that this works is terrible. Okay, I'm worried that this is going to tank the stream. So just give me a second. I'm just going to figure out a way to limit the download speed of this. Because it's going at 33 megabytes per second, but I know for a fact that's going to destroy my stream upload as well. I could install like a frame. I could install like a network limiter, but that's also going to affect my ability to do local network too. I might throttle it from my mesh network. So let me just take care of this for a second. It might be the case that I cover this slightly later as well. It depends how much the stream gets nuked by this whole thing. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I haven't dropped any frames on the upload yet. Okay, Guild Wars 2 has been added to the list. Guild Wars 2, okay. Guild Wars 2 by Traz Montano 4880. Okay, so your name in the game has been added to the list. Thank you very much for your super chat. Traz Montano 4880 for CHF. Is that Swiss francs, is it? Okay. The good news is I haven't dropped any frames yet. So this is downloading at a decent speed. Let me know in the chat if this starts to die. Okay. So I have Guild Wars 2 already. Okay. So let's set up the last bits. Okay. Oh yeah. We'll do the benchmark for this. We'll try and cover everything. Where's my scroll reverser? How do you open the FPS panel? Just do a search for Metal HUD. Then that'll show you how to do it. Marvel Rivals Wet. He's also super chatted for X-Plane 12 before. Oh, sorry, yeah, did I miss that? X-Plane 12. Okay, yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I was in the middle of other stuff. So, well, I have a lot of requests here. So I know that X-Plane 12 has got a demo, right? So we'll try that. Hopefully I've got a copy of this. Trying to download your crossover discount via your channel, but none of the payment methods are applicable. Is it possible to add Google Pay? I'm afraid I'm not an expert on their payment systems, so I don't really know how I can help you. Maybe talk to Crossover about it. Okay. I always use this app to switch the permissions. Or maybe this is what how I'm going to get stats to work too. Let's just add this. Okay, so in a few minutes, we're going to be on our way to testing some games. I am downloading Final Fantasy XIV right now. Okay, good. I've got the scroll the right way. So we're like nearly 10% done through that. Okay, we are ejecting this. Okay, let's do the other thing, which is to install Steam. Actually, no, I'm going to copy the games, copy a bunch of my prepared games locally as well. So I've got all of these games, which I'm going to, I'll just copy these to my applications folder. That's going to help reduce some of the time. Have I tested out World of Warcraft? I only just unboxed this like not very long ago, so yeah, so basically No need for a limiter. A router with buffer bloat and decent QoS should have no issues with the stream while downloading. Well, it seems to be okay right now. I use 2017 Intel MacBook Pro to play Battlefield only. Okay. I use my phone to play Battlefield a lot. Surprised no one's asked for League of Legends yet. Well, this is going to take quite a long time because we have very inconsistent download performance. When I get my new internet connection, I'll be so happy because I'll be able to... This will have been done by now. 80 gigabytes would have been done in about 10 minutes or less. So I think once that's done. Okay, so the last piece of the puzzle is Steam, I think. So let's download Steam, macOS version of Steam. Okay, so we've got Steam. So sorry guys that we're waiting so long, but this is simply the setup process required for me to get games working and stuff copied over properly. We haven't even copied over the games yet. I just found out that you can toggle Metal HUD via Shift F9 after it's enabled. Yeah, you need to enable it first. If you press Shift F7 or function Shift F7, you can also move the HUD around. So if you've got like a mini map on the top right-hand side, you want to move it, then Shift F7 is the way to go for that. Okay. Let's get Steam up. Do you ever play AVGN? What's AVGN games? Am I walking in the Matrix? I'm walking in the Mac world. The world of Macs. Exploring the game horizons. Let's get rid of this crap. We'll get the audio to go through. Oh, I should probably get the audio to go through the right area. Yeah, so I plugged in my line out cable so that it doesn't do because I don't want it to do through the HDMI because I find it a bit more reliable to do it properly. Let's see. I'm always surprised when I do these streams, like no one ever tries to snipe my Steam card like by logging into their own Steam account while I have that open. Okay. Do you use can you use this in your Vision or Quest 3? You can use the Vision Pro, of course. I did test out the Vision Pro. I found it a little bit underwhelming in terms of like what it can do. In terms of like VR experiences. Okay, so we've got this, and then we've got Steam up and running. Let's get the storage in. So I'm gonna add my NAS to here. So I've got like a whole NAS full of Mac games. If I go to Jigglypuff, go to my Steam window, Steam Mac, then I've got all my Mac games here. So we'll do like Mac game testing first, I think. So we do some like native Mac gaming first, and then any updates of native Windows for Mac? Yeah, native Windows on Mac isn't happening anytime soon. No one's made the drivers necessary for that yet. Cannot run Star Citizen. It does launch to menu now with crossover 25, which is new. There are lots of games where you can get over 60 FPS. That's quite easy. Mac native games of ray tracing. There's several Mac games with ray tracing which we can try. It's a cruel irony that Steam on Mac has a video clip of Portal 2, but Portal 2 won't run on modern Mac OS. Yeah, you need crossover, which reminds me I should probably install crossover 25. Have any of you seen the latest crossover video? It's quite funny. Let's watch it now. It's quite funny. And that's crossover explained. There's the one about crossover 25 is really good. Let me see, where is it? So crossover 25, of course, just released yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, just about 24 hours ago, and they put together a really funny video. Can you hear this? Where's my line in? Line in. The sound to go through that. Oh, it's not coming out. I don't get sound out. What's wrong with this? Why can't I hear sound? It's weird. I might have to use a different sound output. Does this work? If I do the sound through the capture card instead.
How the hell are we supposed to market all this?
It's better. Can you guys hear that? This is, let me see. This one's quite funny. I came here from that crossover video of yours. Probably just GTA 5 online.
Got the final changelog for crossover 25.
Yeah, so this is the latest crossover 25 video. I've never seen them do such a high budget production. Like this would have taken like a whole day to make.
Of trial and error.
There's a script and there's humor. It's quite funny. Yeah, Fragfunk doesn't work, I'm afraid. Apparently it uses the same anti-cheat as Naraka Blade Point, which does work on a Mac through crossover, but I'm not sure why it won't work.
You know, back in my day, we would just
crossover
get
now.
a wine upgrade in our crossover releases, and we were happy to even have that.
There are so many updates in here. How the hell are we supposed to market all this?
This is like the crossover commercial, which is not bad. I think it's quite good. They did a good job with it. And they show off like all of the different graphics APIs.
Whether it's Wine D3D, DXMT, DXVK, or D3D Metal, Crossover knows the best.
They probably were happy having a day off, yeah.
There's so many letters. It's like we're
rebuilding the
It's great.
alphabet.
Do you plan to keep this Mac? Definitely not. It's £4,200 for this M3 Ultra, and don't intend to keep it, I'm afraid.
We've automated solutions.
So, I mean, I've asked very nicely for Apple PR to send me stuff, like a loaner unit, but they've not managed to do so, so I'm really sad about that. GTA 5 runs perfectly fine, just not online or the enhanced version. So I want to try the enhanced version at some point,
How are we going to market
just to make sure that it
crossover
works, because other people have said that if you log in a certain way, then it should work. The single player at least anyway. So GTA Online won't work because DirectX 12 game using Battle Eye anti-cheat won't work. Yeah, it's a go ad. That's funny. It's funny. Okay, good. Let's download crossover. Of course, I do actually have crossover already, but I'm just going to use the trial here. You can use crossover on as many computers as you want as well. That's not a problem. Okay, so I'm copying my games. What else we got? Let's put this into list. Okay, so we've got a lot of things going for us. All the requests I've had are actually for, what is it? All the requests that I've had are two of them. For Final Fantasy XIV is a Windows game. Someone wants War Thunder. Do we have War Thunder? Yeah, War Thunder. Let's do the update. and then we can try that one first while I'm waiting for the other stuff. So what about X-Plane? Does X-Plane still have a demo? Is it X-Plane 12 or yeah, X-Plane 12, I think. It's got a demo, right? Where's the demo? Have I got to buy this? Okay, well, I've got to buy it and refund it, I guess. Really got to abuse the abuse this. Visual Studio. Does Visual Studio work on a Mac? I don't know. I know that you can use it's like a Microsoft product, right? Tekken 7 works. Tekken 8 works too. Okay, so you can try Tekken 8. Okay, good. I'm gonna buy X-Plane then, because X-Plane. I'll buy X-Plane 12. So it does have VR support, but it's not going to work because we don't have a compatible VR headset. So as far as I'm aware, there are no like Mac games that can stream to Vision Pro, for example. So we're quite limited in that regard. X-Plane 12. Okay, let's purchase it. So we've got X-Plane now. I'm sure I downloaded X-Plane in the past, but apparently I don't have it, so I'm gonna have to install it. I don't want to install it yet because I've got a lot of other things to install too. So Wet, I want to do your first request first, which is to do a ground and air battle in War Thunder. Then we're downloading Final Fantasy XIV, and do I have Guild Wars? Do you not have Guild Wars installed? I'm not sure I can do that right now. But what I will do is that I'm probably going to split this up into 2 streams. So in the break between 4 p.m., which is about 2 hours, until about 9 p.m., I'll get these games queued up to download. Then that might work better. Okay, so let's stop with the downloading here. That's who we've got installed. Got a bunch of stuff installed. Can I check Dota 2? I do have Dota 2. Yeah, I do have crossover 25 now. So let's put crossover in the right place. And then we can get this one set up. So crossover 25. Very exciting. Let's get Steam installed. Wish I had money to super chat a game recommendation. Well, you know what? You'll see it all eventually, I guess. To use the same email for trial, how does the trial work? Can I get trial 2 times? I mean, the way that the trial works is that you can, if you have a fresh computer, then you can use the email address that you signed up for the trial once, I think. Actually, when you actually start the crossover trial, it only asks on the website for the email address. You can just do it when you load crossover. It just makes a note of your like hardware ID. If you ever reset your Mac completely, you could theoretically use your trial again. But you know, if you want a discount for crossover 25, just check out my video. There's a 25% off right now. It's very cheap, and the work that they do is amazing. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's not working, I'm afraid. I've never heard of JetBrains Rider. I always imagine these code-based tools, these coding environments, they're more for like team-based work, so you need to be using the same stuff as everyone else is using. Am I right? Okay. Okay, got a lot of things cooking at the same time. At some point, we'll be able to do. We'll play a game really soon. Okay, really soon. What I want to test out is my native games, which I'm making a copy of right now. For some reason, it's taking ages. Hi, Andrew. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Very excited about this. Use JetBrains Rider. I imagine if you want to do .NET Framework, you want to use like Microsoft products to code that stuff. Might be better. Yeah, I want to cover these other games first. They're big. So we've got like Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, etc., etc. What I also find is that what you need to do is to make sure that you don't run 2 editions of Steam on the same computer at the same time, because it just doesn't like that. It'll only let you download from one Steam at a time, whether it's Mac or Windows. Hey, does PUBG PC and Valorant work? I think I've seen your video about anti-cheat games working. PUBG won't work through that because I don't think PUBG uses Battle.eye, so you can't do that. You can use third-party EXEs on Crossover. So if you've got some DRM-free game, you can run it. We can run that there. Here we've got the Windows version of Steam. I'm just going to add my Windows drive here. So again, onto my NAS. This is how long it takes to set everything up. So if I do a new Mac or something, this is roughly how long it takes. Steam, Windows. So I'll add my Steam Windows library. And then you'll see here my external drive. It's going to get populated. So this is all the games I have downloaded. Yeah, I've got Guild Wars 2 here now. So I could test this straight away. And I've got I think War Thunder has been updated, so that's a macOS game. So I'll test that soon as well. This is going to run slowly if I try to copy a game and run a game at the same time. So, oh shit's happening now. How many TBs of SSDs do you have? I've got a lot. I've got like multiple 4 terabyte SSDs. I've got literally 12 10 terabyte hard drives. So they're not full. They run a Plex drive. You know, there's a lot of game data downloaded, but I'm really hoping my new internet connection is going to make a lot of this redundant, because like the idea of like downloading a game, because I've only got about 200 megabit download, so that I'm only going about 20 megabytes per second, which is okay, but yeah, it's just a bit disappointing. Ah, this shit wants to download too. You guys all requested MMOs. These like take forever. Okay, so I'll leave this one slightly later because I really thought that, okay, that's going to be playable there. I'll do this one a bit later once I finish Final Fantasy XIV, because that was the first. Yeah, so we'll do this one later. What about creating a whole backup of Mac, including crossover and games, and set it all up? Yeah, you're right. I should do that. And in fact, I might do that now. Okay, so one of the cool things that I was sent, I've been sent this a Casus TB501 Thunderbolt 5 solid state drive. So what I'm going to do is do a backup onto here. So when I do my MacBook Air, I have to do all this crap. So I've just so let's just install this. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is go to disk utility, and I've just installed this solid state drive, and I've plugged in the new one. So I should be able to see this. My cases here. So it's saying here that so I've attached this, and it's saying the disk is not readable by the computer. We can press the initialize button here, and then we can see our Samsung 990 Pro 2 terabytes. So we can press the erase button, and then we're going to format by APFS, which is the best way, even if you install Windows games. And Okay, I'm gonna erase this. And then one thing that we're going to do is make a backup so that I can do this faster next time. Because as fast as my 2.5 terabyte drive is, it's not fast enough. So we can ignore this time machine thing. And we press the done button. Now we can see that our drive is mounted here. And that's completely empty. So if I wanted to, next time I could, you know what, let's do this. Because I can copy it faster from my other laptop rather than trying to rely on the NAS. Because something funky is happening there. Some of the games have loaded. Let's just firstly let's do a backup of this drive. So we can do time machine. And then we can add a backup disk if we want to. Add the backup disk. Do time machine backup, and then can I do a backup on the drive that I just unmounted it. So what I'm going to do is do a time machine backup while we're waiting. Add a backup disk. Add this one. And then do like a time machine backup. And then what I'm going to do is after I've done a backup, I'll do the manual copy. And then we're going to run some of these games. New challenge, get a Mac Studio and don't return it. I'm going to have to get a lot of super chats in order to justify that. It's the videos that I make would need to make at least $4,200. I mean, ideally double that, right? And I just don't make enough money to justify that kind of purchase, especially because like let's say I bought the M2 Ultra Mac Studio from back in the day. It's kind of useless now. Like it's virtually worthless. Also, like there was some really interesting issues with the M1 and M2 Ultra with the interconnect, and it made games like Cyberpunk 2077 not work properly. So that was very interesting. So I'd be really interested to test it. If it's better, then maybe I will test. Maybe I will have it. Okay, just do a little cleanup. This time machine backup is fast. Look how fast it's going. 400 gigabytes of data. It's fast. It's good. I like it. Okay, simplify our lives. Can you please test Black Ops 1 or 2? If you super chat me, then I'll try. I mean, Black Ops 3 is the last like macOS game that worked. Do you have a traditional day job? This is my day job. Testing Mac games is my day job, I'm afraid. So you guys are all contributing. Yeah, hopefully it's better. It was the kind of issues that we had with the M1 and M2 Ultra are to do with the interconnect, the bridging between the two, what they call Ultra Fusion. So I'm interested to see if we can run Cyberpunk 2077 on this, because if you remember back in the day, Linus Tech Tips tried to run Cyberpunk and it was going at about 10 FPS, whereas the M1 Max at the time could easily do 40 FPS under the same settings. Yeah, we'll look at Palworld as well. Okay, so I've done my backup, and then I'm just gonna copy my other games. It'll be faster than going through the local network. Give me a second, can you do that? Okay, all that stuff's copying over. So we're getting close. We're getting close to doing something actually more interesting than just watching me install shit. Okay. Okay, so we have on our list X-Plane 12, War Thunder, Final Fantasy 14, and Guild Wars 2. So Final Fantasy 14 is currently downloading. So let's get some of the other stuff working first. We do have League of Legends. Okay, doing it from my Mac is not faster because on my MacBook, I've actually put a lot of those games on an SD card, which is really slow. Okay, so we could run the games directly from here as well instead of trying to copy them. Let me see, games Mac. I want to buy a new Mac for music production, but I feel like you can build a decent PC and do music production. I don't think what you want to prioritize, especially with work, is that you kind of want things to run faster for work purposes. Like there's a lot of things that I will not compromise on when it comes to like work, video editing, the thing that makes you money, right? That's important. Whereas gaming, I will accept a lot of compromise for. I don't really mind if a game is low frame rate necessarily. You know, we'll do some Avowed. Let's run some Palworld while this is. I don't think Palworld is too demanding, so we'll get a sense of how it works, but we need to make sure that this is working too. What hardware do Windows apps detect? If someone were to do Steam hardware survey, what would the list of hardware look like? So apparently NatBro, who is one of the Apple and Steam engineers, said that Steam know whether a game's being run through translation layer or not. But in theory, I think that if you got the Steam hardware server through crossover Steam, then what it would do is that it would report it as a Windows computer. But to be fair, there aren't that many crossover users. They don't really really exist. What's the last game you played or finished in your own time? I've been playing a bit of Black Myth Wukong on my gaming PC. I do quite like it. It's very hard, very challenging. Okay. The problem with playing games on NAS is that the verification process takes a lot longer. I think I might have to copy some of these games manually as well. So what I'll do is I'll just grab a couple first. We'll do some of these. Let's do these two, these three. I'll copy these first because I don't want to do too many at one time. That should be pretty fast. Can I say that why you store Steam games on a NAS? I store them on a NAS because I can access them from multiple computers. So it just makes things a bit easier. 1.8.9 Minecraft through the Luna client. If you want me to do any tests, then just super chat me and I'll add it to the top of the list. We've got 4 games that are downloading at the moment. So if you want me to check it out, then I'll have to like add it to that list. Yeah, Thunderbolt 5 is really fast. But we are doing multiple things. It's not really a good showcase of the Mac Studio if I have such a slow internet connection. I think that finished verifying, right? Oh, here we are. Let's see if we can get like a little window going up. Okay. Yeah, I'll just fix this window a bit so you can actually see, because we're playing in 4K, right? So this is really hard to see the frame rate counter. Okay, that's clear, all right? Let me see. I think that's pretty good. Okay, I'll have to make that bigger for any big games that we're going to look at. So what sucks about Palworld, I've already talked about this, is the fact that we don't have multiplayer servers and we have no cloud saves either. So even though I played the game on, I mean, how hard can cloud saves be to implement? For some reason I can't see my cursor. Let's just go back. Here we are. Should normal people also store games on NAS? No, you only do it if you're a content creator or you want to store loads of stuff on a NAS. It's not really relevant. The only reason I do it is because I have bad internet, but that's about to change, okay? It means that next time I have a game that I need downloading, that's like 200 gigabytes, I could just do it in like less than 10 minutes. But if I want to download a 200 gigabyte game, then it just takes me forever, so... Okay, so let's look at this. First game of the day. It only took like an hour to get into this. Let's just close this for a sec. So let's do Epic. And then game settings. I want to do invert Y. Okay, so this is not really a true indication because we've got two things going at the same time. We've got that and this. So I'm just having a look at the moment. Palworld is not the most well-optimized game that you can think of. It has random hitches. I keep implementing my own cloud saves using sync thing, but I spent 2 hours for 4 devices and 2 need to be online at the same time. Yeah, well, just wait for them to fix it. They'll probably fix it at some point. They'll fix it at some point. Let me just fix this. It's just not worth it. You spend so much time setting up cloud saves that you don't really do things properly. You don't play the game. You're just setting stuff up all the time. Okay. Yeah, I don't wanna like say whether this is good or are the eyes supposed to be like that? Yeah, it's crossover Palworld's probably better. Okay, we need to wait for this to finish and probably wait for this to finish. This is, to be fair, this is nearly done. So we might do a bit more setup. We let's do the verification for like Death Stranding, because the verifying process takes a long time. It needs a lot of like read and write for that to work. Andrew, I really want to know your opinion about the best gamepad of your choice as a PS5 or Xbox. I use both, which reminds me I should probably pair my controller. So let's just pair it. We get to work. Where's my system settings? Pair my Bluetooth controller. I'm using DualSense. Okay, we are paired. So I do like the DualSense controller. But I also like the Xbox One because it's easier to repair to different devices. What I should probably do is like do a test by restarting the computer as well. Okay, Resident Evil 2. I've got Firmament, which is a ray trace game. That's nearly done. That's nearly done. Yeah. People are loving the Xbox controller, but even the knockoff Amazon Luna controller is better in my opinion. I'm not really fussed. For me, like the DualSense and Xbox are equivalent. What I'm concerned about is like quality of life. So is it easy to is it easy to pair? Does it remember things? Valheim does have cloud saves, I'm pretty sure, because it picked up my cloud save on Steam anyway. If you're using the Steam version, the macOS Steam version, I'm pretty sure it does have cloud saves. Yeah, this verification process is easily the worst part of a lot of Mac gaming because it has to like check whether the app you downloaded is good or not. Let me just do it for the rest while I'm waiting. Yeah, DualSense has superior haptics, and a surprising number of games also are supported on Mac. So like when I run Split Fiction, that actually seemed to run pretty well using DualSense. It even had the correct colors. Just making sure all these games are launchable. Yeah, the haptics are very cool, especially in a game like Death Stranding, which we'll look at in a minute. Got Sniper Elite 4. Okay, this is looking good. Open up the activity monitor, show me the cause. Show me the money. Okay, cause. You can view the core. How do you view the core, that thing? Where's the like the bar chart thing? Where do you get that from? You have to. Yeah, CPU usage. Here we are, CPU and GPU usage. Okay, we've got Resident Evil 4 cooking. Yeah, it's good. This is looking good. Yeah, controllers working too. Okay, we're nearly there. Once this once I'll do Final Fantasy XIV first. Once I finish downloading, and then I can test out all the other games too. Okay, that's nearly done. I might do a restart as well, just to kick things off, because it's always good to restart your Mac, especially from a fresh start from a brand new iCloud account. It's probably a good idea. If game developers give native support, should the Mac Mini M4 base be enough? Yeah, I did a whole bunch of videos about the Mac Mini base M4, and it's a very, very capable machine. So I think that it's well worth it. It's well worth running many games on there. I mean, 1080p for high frame rates, 1440p does work for a bunch of games. I did test them out. Okay, let's see what other games we've got. So I think Guild Wars needs to kind of download again. All you guys have requested like weird stuff. Really weird stuff. That's nearly done. Another 8 GB there, and then it needs to install and patch and everything. We could start the process of trying to get enhanced working. Let's try that. We'll start this off. What are you working on? I'm working on a Walking Pad Z1. Can I use the discount code multiple times to add more years? No, you cannot. It's one per customer. So once you use the discount code once, then can't use it again. But if you renew anyway, so once you have an active license, you can renew for 50% off. So that's better than a discount code as well. How is X-Plane 12 weird stuff? X-Plane is not like what I'd call a game. It's more like a simulator, right? So I've never met anyone in real life who plays X-Plane or Flight Simulator or anything like that. My bad, thank you there. No, it's a good idea. I need to get these files updated anyway. Could this Mac run everything on Epic at 30 FPS? I think so. I mean, I was just running Palworld at 4K in Epic in Epic, and I was going at 60 FPS. Control for Mac keeps getting pushed back. It would have been nice to play Control today. Okay, so last stream I had major issues getting GTA 5 Enhanced working. So I'm hoping that because this is a fresh computer, that this is going to work. Let's just enter my verification. Is it because one setting needs to be fixed in order to make GTA 5 Enhanced to work? I don't think so. Man trying to resist the urge for the M4 Max Studio. It's a good machine. I'm not sure you want to play the M4 Ultra, but okay, what I need to do here is to manually enable MSync. So I'll quit out of Steam. What we'll do is we'll manually enable, because I don't think code weavers have figured out that particular game combination. Has this clown tried Cookie Clicker yet? I've finished. No, I didn't finish Cookie Clicker, but I played a lot of Cookie Clicker. Let's try to run GTA 5 Enhanced. So this time it shouldn't say that we have a DirectX 12 issue. So I wonder if the iMac Pro leaked to release this. We'll get M5 Max. I don't think M5 Max is coming for another year. The best chips at cheaper prices, and we can eventually upgrade storage ourselves if lost. Okay, this is nearly done now. So we're close to like playing proper games. We're just in a setting up phase. So this is the part where it failed. Okay, so I'm supposed to be able to get into the main menu of GTA 5 Enhanced. And then this is actually the furthest I've ever gotten, because last time I tried this on my M3 Max chip on the M1, it didn't get this far, which was really annoying. But this is further than it's ever been. And apparently what I need to do is to disconnect the internet, which is not really feasible given that this game is actually running on a NAS. So I can't make the internet turn off. Oh no, it's saying here verifying. Yeah, this is it. This is the problem I had, because I was supposed to get into the main menu. I don't know why I can't get into the main menu of this. No, I'm not sure we're in, because what I'm supposed to get to is completing this verification process. Oh, Final Fantasy VII's done. Okay, that's okay. Before we do that, let's do like a full restart and then benchmark this bad boy properly. Full restart. If there's any possible Apple release a new iMac, what's the iMac Pro gonna look like, and what's the base chipset they'll use? I don't think Apple are gonna release a new iMac. I mean, it's been 4 years since the first Apple Silicon Mac, and they've had every ample opportunity to introduce a higher end iMac. I didn't think that they're gonna do it. They've stuck to 24 inches. They've not increased to 27 inches. Honestly, it just makes sense to buy a Mac Mini and then pair it to a really good screen. So that's just going to be a way better option. Is an M3 Ultra better than an M4 Pro? Yeah, probably, because it's made of 2 M3 Maxes. So yeah, definitely. Okay, let's do it. 14 on Mac. Let's do the first proper game. I don't know why it took so long. It's because I'm trying to prepare everything else. That's why. Get my scroll reverse up. And then there's my metal HUD on. It should be on. It? What happened? Oh, good. Is the difference between the M3 and M4 Air minimal? No, the M4 Air is substantially better. We have 16 gigabytes of RAM as a minimum, and it's just much faster. RAM on a Mac can be addressed like a GPU VRAM on PC, which is amazing for LLM. Like, I understand like the hype that exists, because there is substantial hype around oh, the controller's working. There's substantial hype. Undo this. Can we bother with this? There's substantial hype around running LLMs in the background, but I just don't see the value of it, like the value proposition of doing that. Like, what's the point of buying a massive computer just to run an LLM? Okay, so we've got 1080p. Actually, no, we're running at 4K. And we have a scale resolution, so it should be tinier, I guess. Let's do this. Okay, bigger. I don't think this has set. I don't think this has set the metal HUD on, despite my attempts at getting that to work. So I need to do that first. Andrew, I have an iPad Air and MacBook Air M1. I want a new Apple device. Should I buy the new Air? Yeah, you should buy the MacBook Air M4. That's one thing I do recommend doing. An iPad versus a Mac. I mean, the Mac is obviously way better. Comes with a keyboard and mouse. You can install any software, any emulator without any bullshit. Just obviously a better tool. I don't know why my thing didn't work. It's hit me. Okay, metal HUD on. So do we have configuration here for which thing to use? So graphics, we're using DXMT. We have upscaling as well if we wanted to. There's plugins. Let's roll. Okay, Final Fantasy XIV. Let's go. Go, go, go. Okay, guys, I got 1.5 hours left, so hopefully we're going to make some progress, testing at least a handful of games. Can the M4 Mac Mini run Black Myth Wukong? Yes. If you look at my tests videos for the M4 Mac Mini, then you'll see I do run Black Myth Wukong, even on the iMac with the lower end CPU and GPU count, with only 8 GPU cores and 8 CPU cores, it does work. Okay, something's gone fucky with this scaling. Okay, I don't like the scaling. Just can I change the graphics settings from here? Because it did not like that. I think it's because I asked it to scale. Okay, we've got a metal HUD. We're going to scale the display. The thing. Okay. Okay, system config. Okay, so on very high frame rate threshold. How do I get it above 60 FPS? Can I get this above 60? Frame rate threshold. No, I don't want dynamic resolution. I want this to be, is there like a VSync on and off, real time? Is there a way to turn off the custom frame rate? They're very high. And then we don't want dynamic scaling. Display settings here. Let's scale up the UI a little bit. We have an M3 Ultra running here. Frame rate. No cap. Here we go. Okay, let's just restart this so I get the higher res UI. It actually loads really fast. I'm quite impressed with how quickly it loads. Jailbreak and macOS would make the iPad great. You're right. Completely right. This is the 28 core version. So it's 2 M3 Max 14 CPU cores. So there's the bin, I guess it's the binned M3 Max. Okay, well, Chaos or Light. Where did my first character come from? Don't I have a character already? I'm sure I've got a character. Don't really want to start from scratch. I have 0 characters. I'm sure I had a character. Have you considered doing in-depth game benchmarking with charts the way Games Nexus does? I find that kind of thing sorely lacking. Oh, here's my character. The thing is, right, like, I'm not that rigorous when it comes to scientific method. The fact is that I'd prefer to test the whole breadth of games on hardware. People just kind of want to see if the game works at a decent frame rate, right? That's what the majority of people say. If somebody wants to step into the YouTube space and do really detailed testing, then they should do that, because this space is sorely lacking in people doing rigorous scientific tests. For me, the leverage that I bring, I'm not that rigorous. I'm quite lazy person. In fact, when I test games, I'm quite I'm just quite kind of I don't test that long. I don't like testing that long because I don't really like playing games that long. And for me, it's just leveraging that as much as possible. So I have a lot of games. I can test a lot of things. I tend to just test one set of settings, you know. And I'm perfectly okay with that. Okay, thank you, Wet, for super chatting once more. Looking at Biomax Studio, which to choose? I want all the native Mac releases running at Full HD 2K over 60 FPS for at least 2 to 3 years. The M4 Max will do plenty, so you don't really need an M3 Ultra. So when you say, what is Ultra Full HD? What resolution is that exactly? Because Full HD is 1080p. What is 2K and what is Full HD? Give me the numbers. Can I invert my mouse on this? Let me see, where's my... So we're playing this on... So we're playing this on high settings, very high. Yeah, okay, let's do this. M4 Max for sure. M4 Max is a very capable machine. Why would you buy a Max Studio? Good taste of getting to town, that's where the frames will drop. Okay, I'll do a little combat, and then I'm right outside the main city, so I do remember this game. I'm not very far into this. So this is running DXMT, which is like huge, and the performance of this, there's like hardly any hitching. So the work that 3Shane's done, so 3Shane's a developer who created the launcher for yet another anime game launcher for Genshin Impact. And what he's done with this game is like incredible, because he's like applied it to that project and then taken that DXMT, given it to done it open source, given it to Codeweavers to put into crossover, and given it to this launcher project, which is quite similar. And this is like working better than ever. 1080p, 1440p. Yeah, I think your M4 Max is overkill. You could probably get away with a Mac Mini M4 Pro, to be honest. Depends if you want more compute. M3 Ultra is obviously better than M4 Max in terms of compute teraflops. So for emulation, obviously M3 Ultra should be a big win by a big margin. I mean, it's just overkill. Like, do you want to spend $2,000 on a computer or $4,000? Like an M4 Pro is really good already. Scaling isn't exactly linear, but it should be noticeably better in 4 Max. It's like double the amount of GPU cores. I'm gonna check my B-roll camera is good, because like, yeah, let me just fix my camera orientation. Slightly better. Oh, level up. That's nice. Okay, onward. Do you think it's worth buying if the games I play is Marvel, Rivals, and Fragpunk and Overwatch? So you can't play Fragpunk and you can't play Overwatch on a Mac. So, I mean, if you're going to buy a new computer and you want to play any kind of online competitive game, you are really not going to do that well on a Mac. Only Marvel Rivals will work and it'll be through translation there, which will be okay. Okay, good. Okay, just gonna kill some more of these dudes so I get some more. I've got some other abilities now. If you're gonna play a competitive game, the last thing you want is any kind of lag or issues to come up. Like you want to play. It's obvious that PC gaming is like a much better option than running this on a Mac. Mac, I would say, is definitely like last resort, casual play. So, you know, I am playing an M3 Studio, but I already have a Mac. I have asked about crossover year version. Sorry, I'm not paying that much attention to chat. So if you want to ask a question, I can't actually scroll back that far while I'm testing this, because I just want to make sure that I'm doing this properly. And then let's go into the city and have a look. Then Android side values warranty, yeah. Mac is more like if you have a specific purpose, example AI, but because Mac's so powerful, gaming is kind of a byproduct by brute force. Exactly. The M3 Studio is not a gaming machine on purpose. It's completely by accident. It's a workhorse with massive amounts of RAM and video memory, if you spec it correctly, and you can play games on it, but it's not something that is built for at all. So yeah, I'm only testing this in one configuration. But yeah, is the city the main? Is the city really the main, most demanding part of the game? Steps of Fall, the Gold Court. It's kind of dark in here. What's the power usage like so far? What is the power usage like? So I've got sensors for temperatures. Temperatures are low. Active cooling is doing its job. This is way overkill for what you're playing this game using. It's just completely unnecessary. I wouldn't mind getting some footage of this game when it's when the sky's brighter. Whoop. Lima Limosa is where most people hang out. I don't actually know how to get there. How do you get to that city from here? Mac will be better gaming, but NVIDIA decides industry standards for low RAM. Yeah. Is it low though? Aren't all of the GPUs like 16 gigabytes? I'm using an application called Stats in order to check the stats. Where's Limosa? Where's Limsa Limosa? Which direction is it in? Could I get there? Could I get to Lima Limosa from here? Which direction are we talking about? It's only because you just need to the MSQ to get there. Nah, okay. I'm okay. I'm happy. I think a lot of people will be okay with my test. It's better than nothing, I guess. This is the thing, like I don't want to spend even more than 5-10 minutes doing game testing on this. I know that this is like it's not an indication of how well a game runs necessarily, but it is better than nothing. And this M3 Ultra is very capable of playing this game on a Mac. In any true gaming task, the Windows computer with the graphics card with Windows drivers is just going to win by far. Okay, good. This is working, so there we go. Done. Okay, so next up we are going to do, let's do War Thunder. So Smoothie, I hope that you've appreciate that test that we've just done. Let's do War Thunder. So hopefully this doesn't require too much downloading. Okay, verifying War Thunder. So 8 GB for 5060 is not, it's not great, is it? While we're waiting for that to verify, let's just start the shouldn't this be installed? No, I have to run it through crossover, don't I? Guild Wars 2. Okay, I'll do that slightly later. Are there any games that can be playing competitively at 120 Hz constantly? I don't know what you mean by competitive, because I wouldn't play competitive games through a Mac. That's just there's barely any multiplayer games. I did a whole video about 39 multiplayer games that work on a Mac. I'm afraid there just aren't that many games you can play on a Mac. How's your Steam UI running so smoothly? I've never had that many problems with macOS Steam UI. So it's not too bad. Okay, so I'm just going to work through my admin on my list. So I've done the super chat for Smoothie. So I've write that as done. So if you look underneath the chat window, I've just updated that now. So Smoothies 1 is done, Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to do War Thunder. And we could download X-Plane as well. Let's download X-Plane. This is a 30 gig install. Yeah, let's check that Spotlight isn't using a lot of cycles. I think we're okay. It's only using a little bit. Let's just change these settings so that we can launch and download at the same time. Allow downloads during gameplay. That's working. That's starting that download process. Yeah. Yeah, Spotlight's not, there's nothing indexing. This is this process here where it's trying to figure out the verification process. Quite intensive. Okay, so we're going to do Guild Wars 2, and we're going to do some other stuff too. Where's my crossover gone? I'm running it through crossover. Windows through crossover is different beast to Mac OS crossover. This is Mac OS. Sorry, this is Mac OS Steam, which is a bit different of a question mark, you know. So Guild Wars 2, War Thunder, Explain. So we're downloading Explain. That verification takes a while. I guess we can do the other big games too on this list. The Death Stranding, Resident Evil, Sniper Elite 4. And then we can also do Mac games here. I've got Firmament here. Prince of Persia, maybe. Yeah, Prince of Persia, let's copy that. Grid Legends. Let's do those two. Grid Legends is a good benchmark, which is a nice tool. Yeah, I could do Metro Exodus too. Let that copy. Used M1 Max Studio is probably the best value 2025. Typing from one now. Yeah, M1 they're pretty good, except that they just don't run some games that well, which is annoying. Right back. Just gonna have a pee break. Hey. Oh, this shit's taking forever. Okay, always. Thank you for joining me, Quinn, dude. The good news, you can get a cheap second-hand laptop with a GTX 1050. I mean, 1050 is kind of cutting it a bit low, but you can get like a 3050 or 3060. 3060, yeah, and it will play most games just fine. Overwatch is not a demanding game. If they can get it running on a Switch, then I'm sure it's fine for that. Thank you very much, Smoothie. Thanks for the FF7 test. The system I'm looking to buy is an M4 Max for work purposes. So I'm assuming that will be fine as well for Final Fantasy XIV. Basically, you're looking, basically with FF on, with 14 on Mac, it's going to run fine. Like, it depends on what screen resolution you're trying to aim for. So we were getting like 90 FPS at 4K at very high on the Mac license settings. Now, what's cool about DXMT is that we have like built-in metal upscaling as well. So if you, so an M4 Max is, I reckon, going to be about 60% as fast as the M3 Ultra, right? So about over half the speed. So if you wanted to run at 4K at high settings, and you'll be getting about 50 or 60 FPS. If you just turn up one notch on the upscaling, then I'm sure that you'll be able to reach very playable frame rates. So, I mean, Final Fantasy XIV isn't that demanding a game. M4 Max should be fine, I reckon. I can't get the PS5 controller to work through Red Dead Redemption 2 through crossover. Any tips? Make sure that you pair your controller before you launch crossover. That's a good tip. I think my server, my NAS is not running fast. Maybe because I'm verifying this too. Take forever. Let's see if we can just run up a different local game here now where I've already copied over. You know what? I'll copy these later because it's not working. Max Studio same price as a single NVIDIA graphics card. There's something to be said about the fact that it is very expensive to run new graphics cards. So, as far as I'm aware, there is I think that in there's some scenarios in which it is a good idea to have to buy a Mac for gaming in a sense, because you do get a graphics card without in a sense without having to buy a GPU. Okay, well, we've got War Thunder going. Okay, so we'll come back to Death Stranding a bit later. Let's see if this is updated. You need 4 times electricity. That is a factor, major factor. With Windows, copying program files of a game usually doesn't work at all. Yeah, there's a lot more stuff that gets installed. On macOS, copying the application file is what works. So I just let War Thunder run in the background. Let's just look at the graphics settings here. So we're running at 4K. Running at 4K basically can't actually go higher than 144 Hertz. So I'll leave this at default settings. I'm using a controller. Let's see if I can continue. Hello, Andrew. We can put the frame cap in DXVK games by putting it in the environmental variable. Is the way to do this in D3D Metal games? No, but you can do it in DXMT games. Okay, so this is not perfect benchmarking because we are running this thing is checking the data. I'm also doing this at the same time. Maybe I'll pause this and then this will go faster, maybe. We pray. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2 yet, but I definitely will do it today at some point. Let's just get these settings working first. So, I mean, this looks pretty damn good. Bloody hell. It looks pretty much as good as a game can look, doesn't it? I mean, 4K. What's happened here? Yeah, that's fine. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2 yet. We're doing native Mac games first. We don't have a true indication of the speed yet because this is like sucking up CPU cycles. But if I did test the game, if this is the real frame rate of the game, which is like 90, 100 FPS, should I turn up the graphics settings too? I don't think it's really necessary. So, yeah, we can do this now. Death Stranding, come back to you later. I was downloading something. 7 gigabytes of file, so it's not that much. When did your MacBook Air M4 come? Mine came at the same time as my Mac Studio, so it's in a box in the corner of my office. So I'll have a look at it I'll probably look at it tomorrow or the day after. It really depends how much time I spend on this M3 Ultra video, because I did plan to, like, in my mind, right, I thought it's very important for me to like try to make this video today, like finish it all off. But I have to take my son to orchestra and then pick him up, so I don't think I'm gonna have time to do it. So what I might do is split the stream into two and then probably finish the video tomorrow and then complete my M4 video start my M4 video tomorrow. Can I press play now, even though it's not, even though it's still downloading? I just found a video of Overwatch running at 120 FPS on a 1080 laptop. I mean, Overwatch is not a demanding game, so I'm not particularly surprised by that. Okay. Hey, Andrew, can you test all the Resident Evil games, Lies of P and No Man's Sky on different video? Yes, I will test all of those games. If you were to ask me to test one game, like today, please let me know which one it is, because I have all of them, including Lies of P. I'll just write that down. I've got, looking at Second City Saint, and he wants me to do the RE games, Lies of P, No Man's Sky. So I think I will test out one of those. I guess it's dealer's choice. Okay, so let's just check the graphics settings of this bad boy. So full screen, we want this at why can't I get this at 4K? I share all my Steam games on an external SSD and they all work amazing from crossover. Yeah, I do that. I try to do an even better method, which is to do it through a NAS, which has worked in the past, but I'm not sure if it's the best option right now. Let me just see. Oh, that's my wrong thing. 1440p. So this is one of the situations where it might be easier to use a program called SwitchRes X, or just force my display to go into 4K. I do that. It makes all the text teeny tiny, but when I launch the game, it's going to work the right way. So we've got the max, we've got high graphics settings. Or should I run on max? Guess we could run on max. And then we'll do a ground and an air battle. That's the request that's been made for me. I play Liza P with my 8 GB of RAM. It was kind of hard to play at 30 FPS, but got used to it. Just try it at 1440p. Okay, I'll try it at 1440p. I haven't done. Okay, I'll just do 1440p. We are using the full. Also, Metro Exodus with ray tracing. Oh, thank you very much. The thing about Metro Exodus is that it doesn't have ray tracing. Only the Windows version does. So I could try the Windows version. Okay, we're using the full Ultra HQ. Okay, we're using 1440p at high. Okay, so let's just play it with that. Also, Subnautica and Mad Max run okay. Yeah, they run okay, but Subnautica runs a lot better through crossover because the Mac port is OpenGL, which is really bad. Also, Mad Max 2 runs good well through crossover. Okay, War Thunder it is. Okay. So just going back to options. So in terms of graphics, there's basically a high 1440p. VSync is off, so we should. I'm not sure the menu is capped to 60, but let's see if we can play. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's going to do an air battle and a land battle, so I'm not sure I'll do the full air battle, but let's see. Can you try running City Skylines too? Certainly can. Thank you very much for the super chat. Cities Skylines 2. So I've tested out that game on multiple devices, but I think the out of all of the things that exist, all of the devices that exist, the M3 Ultra is probably the most capable at the moment. So we're going to call 200 or so FPS. Oh, my gun's jammed or something. $200 FPS is a bit high for this. It's nice that they have this interface which tells you how far away things are, because otherwise it's gotten really hard to tell. I didn't realize there were land battles in this game. Wanted to run out of ammunition. Has the Hogwarts and Legacy and Elden Ring issues been fixed? Okay, well, I'll definitely try that out today. So it might be later in my part 2 of the stream. So my stream, I need to cut it short. Because I need to leave at 4 PM, which is like about an hour, less than an hour from now. Whoa. Crash landing. Okay, let's try a land battle. I didn't even know there were land battles in this game. Okay, so Second City Saint. Let's try. I'll add it to the list. We're going to try Hogwarts Legacy or Elden Ring. Okay, so how do I... How do I do a land battle? How does one do a land battle? Where's the land battle? Battles. Custom battles, single missions. I thought War Thunder was all about ships. Is this a land battle? Sicilian operation. Battle of the Bulge. That sounds land battle-y. Oh, ground battles. What on earth is a ground battle? Let's try that. Select vehicles. Choose a vehicle. Tank? Oh, let's do it. I've never played a tank. Is this like what? Is that like War of the Tanks or something? Did I miss Cyberpunk? We haven't done Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk's not come out yet, unless somebody has given me different ideas. When do you think the developers will make Mac version of PUBG? Never gonna happen. COD, never gonna happen. The specs of this Mac Studio are listed in the video description, so definitely check that out. Should I wait for MacBook Air M5 or buy the M4? Just buy the computer that you need now. There's no point waiting an entire year. Just to, you know, I don't see why you'd want to stop a whole year just to play a game. Recently I watched some scenes from Saving Private Ryan, and it's reminded me a bit of this. This is a bit War Thundery, I think. So can I flank the enemy here? They've gone past? I can see some baddies there. Only 500 meters away. Some well, it's giving me some really detailed analysis of damage I've done so far, which is cool. This is World of Tanks. Sorry, was I just attacking my own dude? Hope not. Repairing. Critical hit. Oh. Target destroyed. Cannot move during the tank repair. Oh dear. Target destroyed. Crew knocked out. Nice. Okay, we're back in action now. Critical hit. Maybe improved by ray tracing. Does anyone have Parallels works with games that have anti-cheat? I mean, they work okay. Like, I wouldn't do it just for that purpose, you know. Can someone tell me why does Apple M4 score so high on Cinebench but not on Cinebench 23? Because we have a lot of cores on this CPU. Okay, here we go. Let's take this guy out. Oh, we've got deformable terrain. I'm surprised it's not dead yet, because I'm kind of being a bit cavalier with this whole thing. Mission accomplished. Okay, good. War Thunder, playable. 1440p. Good stuff. Is the i4 remake 30 FPS 1080p possible on the... Yeah, I mean, 30 FPS 1080p is possible on the M1 Mac with 8 gigabytes of RAM, so with plenty of upscaling. Okay, so let's see the list. We have achieved War Thunder. So 2 games done so far. Resident Evil games, Lies of P, No Man's Sky. I'll do X-Plane and Guild Wars afterwards because I need those games to download fully in the background. So I'll take a little break of a few hours and I'll do another stream this evening. Let's do a native game. Let's do Resident Evil. So any of the Resident Evil series. So I think Resident Evil 2 is the newest one. Let's try. Let's give this a go. Yes, I am on a treadmill. Okay, I'm hopefully going to knock out a couple more today. Okay, let's start. Would be nice for my controller to work. Yeah, it does work. Controller, graphics 4K, default settings, variable frame rate. We want any kind of metal effects here. So let's just lock myself in here. What can I do?
I'll get you out.
If I buy Crossover Plus, do I get support for a year? Then do I get whatever software version was at the end of the year, or is it just a yearly thing? Yeah. So if Crossover 25 releases now, and you activate your license now, you get 365 days of any version of Crossover that releases for the next year, forever. So you own Crossover 25. In 10 years' time, you can still continue to use Crossover 25. If they release Crossover 26 in the next year, in the next 365 days, you'll own that too forever, but you won't own any additional updates. So you can treat it like a subscription in a sense. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want to be using Crossover 24 for that much longer. But for example, if I was using it a year after it had been updated, wow. Gruesome. I've forgotten what happens in this game because I think I've been to this bit already. Have you tried Monster Hunter Wilds? It doesn't work, only on cloud streaming at the moment. So I'm not playing with headphones, so that's why I'm kind of getting destroyed here. Good afternoon. GoldenEye XBLA on Xenia. Is it okay to play heavy games with maxed out graphics? Yeah, you can play lots of maxed out graphics games. Let's just do the intro because I think that's a good indication. Let's do the main hall because that's why train a neighbor when you can be a pirate. Andrew, apologize if you've asked this already. Does GTA Online enhanced version work on crossover? No, GTA Online doesn't work because of Battle Eye anti-cheat. So you're kind of stuck with the legacy version at the moment. Some people have said that the enhanced version does work. However, personally, I have not managed to get it working yet. So this is, if anyone manages to do it, I've tried it on stream already today on this new version. So let me know if you can get it to work, because I couldn't do it from a fresh installation. I'm going to be testing out a flight simulator today. Maybe not on this specific stream. don't have a wattometer, but I know that it's going to be low wattage no matter what. Oh, curses! Well, screen it's gone too bright. I can't see shit because of the way that my the lighting is. Means that the sun is going through. You can see my reflection through the thing. RE2 is really well optimized level on the base M4. So how's this for gaming? Any better than the M4 and M3 chips? Yes, it's better than the original M3 and M4, but there are issues with it in a sense because I will test out. I will test out games which had previously had issues. Hogwarts Legacy, Cyberpunk 2077 running through Windows Translation Layer. I'm not sure if that's going to have the same instant connect problem as the M1 Ultra and M2 Ultra.
That's weird.
Hello? Anybody there?
Please test. I will be testing out the M4 MacBook Air very soon, but it's going to be very, very similar to the M4 tests I've done already. So I tested the M4 Mac Mini and I tested the MacBook Pro with the M4 chip, and it's going to be extremely similar to that. It's be somewhere between the iMac and those two devices. Okay, I can't see shit at the moment, so I want to get good footage for this. So I might try this again later tonight because it's too bright, and I really want to get some nice monitor footage for it. Okay, so that's Resident Evil 2. So we've done that one for Second City Saint. Game number 3. I guess we can do some Windows games for now, and then okay, let's try Hogwarts Legacy. Should I use special fan control apps? You don't really need to. There's a good one called TG Pro. The fan settings don't need changing really. The max theater is not that loud. Okay, so we're gonna run a Windows game through let's try some Hogwarts Legacy. This game is very different to the original RE2. Yeah, I remember playing Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation 1. Yeah. Are you walking on a pad while live, Andrew? Yes. I'm trying to keep fit and healthy. I'm not walking that fast. I'm only going 3 kilometers an hour, so it's just keeping me on my feet a bit. I've only walked like 5 kilometers so far on this stream. So it's not even that much. Yeah, under the stats app, which is free open source tool, you can actually change the fan speeds. You can just ramp them up if you want to. I can't actually hear it, so just keep it at automatic. We're at a cool we're at a cool 45 degrees, so I'm not too worried about that. Right, this game has a stutter. It has an issue with the Ultra chips. Yeah, so to be fair, it also had an issue with my M3 Max too, but I'm hoping that this will perform better. Maybe they fixed it. How does it run so far? I mean, it's good. 4K, 60, 80, 100 FPS, no issue. How does Death Stranding run on the M3 Ultra? I ran it before when I was doing some other stuff, and we were getting we're running at 4K at about 90-100 FPS at default settings at 4K. Does FPS scale by price? So basically, FPS scales by the number of GPU cores, generally speaking, because the majority of games are GPU bound rather than CPU bound, and so that's kind of where we're at. You think we're getting PS4, PS5 level? Yeah, definitely PS5 level. Being able to run games at 60 FPS, no upscaling at 4K is something that the PS5 can't really do. Now, personally, I can't hear the fan noise, partly because my treadmill is quite loud. But I've used Mac Studios in the past. I haven't had issues with the noise. It's thermally very interestingly designed. Which graphics card performance is it similar to? I'm not actually sure. I'm not really an expert on Windows GPUs, so I don't actually know. This is the 60-core GPU version of the Mac Studio, so we're not the fastest GPU that you can buy, but the GPU that you can get on you know, the higher end GPU is like a week away, so I decided not to get it. Because that will come next week, and I don't really feel like getting it. So in theory, this should actually ask to compile shaders, so it might take a bit of time. So D3D12, D3D Metal 2.1. Yeah, 60 CPU cores to 80 CPU cores is basically like 25% more, right? So it should be 25% faster. The M2 Ultra at 28 teraflops is basically identical in GPU to a RTX 4070 in compute. Okay. Are you on a treadmill to power the stream like a hamster on a wheel? Unfortunately, the treadmill uses power. I think I have to have monster legs to actually power this setup, because we've got the Mac Studio, which doesn't use much power, but I'm powering a 4080 Super. I've got 1,000 watt power supply powering my streaming PC. Okay. Last of Us on my M4 Max, and I felt like the CPU was bottlenecked. FPS didn't change much. Okay, feels like this is not going to run well, because I feel like this is going to have the same issues as we've always had, which is issues with performance on the Ultra Fusion. So I think something's going a bit wrong. Because even when compiling shaders, it should go faster, and yeah. Would it be possible to use the Max Neural engine to render games? I mean, anything's really possible. I don't really know. It's a bit of a danger to trying to measure everything in teraflops, because hardware is just one side. You need the game to be optimized. You need the game to take advantage of the graphics APIs, and it's only really the native games which work, and not all native games have that good performance. M3 Ultra maxed out is in the ballpark of a 5070. I think it's best if buying a pro version of chips. Max and Ultra don't give you much better performance with their price. Actually, the Max is pretty good, but the Ultra, not so sure. see. If I recall correctly, the remember when I tested this before,
A case
we
like
had
this.
issues. Yeah, I remember we had issues with Cyberpunk, and bugs. I think we had issues with this running properly too. There's something messy going with it, which is not good. And it feels like we might have a similar issue here. When will Cyberpunk be on Mac? I think it will be today or tomorrow. Apple should send you a review unit for next year. I mean, I've been asking for a long time, and my contact at Apple takes 2 weeks to reply to my emails. Sometimes 3 weeks, right? And complains about how much I contact them. So I don't have a good relationship with my Apple contact. Okay, this menu is loading well. I've been waiting for this video. We'll be interested to see Stalker 2 gameplay. Yeah. GPU scale by price, 500 for 10, 1,000 for 20, 2,000 for 80.
Are you all right? You're hurt.
Perhaps a bit.
Take this. It's Wiggenweld potion.
They probably aren't too keen on
Stuff will
supporting
right you
Windows
in a
gaming
second.
content on the Mac. Yeah. This doesn't feel like good performance to me. This feels like something's gone really wrong because 40 FPS, 1080p is bad.
What happened?
Poor George. I can't believe he...
Like, it's playable, but it should
got
be
into
in the
the damn thing?
hundreds. This is
Attacking a
similar to
carriage
what we were getting
mid-air?
before.
A typical dragon would never...
Professor?
At least it's not stuttering as bad as it used to.
Sir, where are we?
Underperforming
I'm
really
not sure.
badly.
But that key you
Not a
discovered is
stuttery.
clearly a port key.
Port key.
An item enchanted to bring
Underperforming really badly. Like there's something wrong with the interconnect. It's probably a good thing that
I'm feeling better.
we don't
sir.
have an
If
M4
you'd
Ultra.
like to look around a bit.
I would. But stay close. We've no idea who created this port key. Or why.
Let's check the graphics settings. Okay, we are on ultra graphics settings, so maybe that... We go to medium. Oh, it looks terrible though. This is massively underperforming, so there's something wrong here. It's only for specific games. It's not for all games. Like, we should be playing this at 120 frames per second at 4K.
We're somewhere in the Scottish Highlands.
Sir, those ruins.
Yeah, there's
You
the
thought
same,
he was meant to
the
lead
same.
us there? I do.
I'll just load
has
this up
not
in the
been
same
day
place.
Either of us expected. But Miriam sent that port
It's a
key to
bug,
George
right?
for a reason. And I believe that
There's no
she-
metal effects, so this is the
and
Windows
now
game. There's
George
no
died
Mac
in
version of
pursuit
this.
of whatever it was meant to lead to. If you're sure
God knows
you're
what Unreal
right
Engine really wants my
and wouldn't
PC.
mind indulging me, I'd like to have a look around.
Absolutely, sir.
Good. Let's see if we can find a path.
Oh god, the sun's
However
gone, which is good.
faded it may
I never
be.
normally say I don't want the sun in grey, cloudy England.
Mind your step.
But yeah, So here we got 38 FPS, and then if we change this to ultra, we're getting the same FPS again. Also, it looks really blurry. Well, we are at 1080p. Disable ray tracing. Is ray tracing on? Ray tracing is off. So low is the same. I mean, there's something wrong with the performance of this. It's not as stuttery as it used to be, but it's still not good. Oh, we're on ultra performance, that's why. Let's put it back to ultra. So we've got FSR2 set to ultra performance. The fact that the FPS stays the same at every preset means it would be probably over 100 if it actually worked properly. Yeah. It's literally exactly the same, like 38, 39, whether you're upscaling, upscaling, low, medium, high. Yeah, it should be, yeah, on an M4 Max it should be smooth. Let's just try another similar game. So another issue we had was with Cyberpunk, right? So the Windows, of course I'm referring to the Windows version of Cyberpunk, not the native Mac version, which is going to come out soon. I don't know if it's CPU limited. I don't know what, it is something wrong with the CPU, yeah. It's limited by the CPU, but not in the way that you'd traditionally think. So yeah, we have the, I feel it's less stuttery than before, but it's still not good. You know what would be interesting if you can cap the FPS to 30 and max out the settings to measure that if it doesn't drop below 30. I'm not really interested in that. I just know that it's not reaching its full potential. Can you check Marvel Spider-Man 2? It's not going to work. Okay, let's check this out. Let's check out the high preset. Let's do high, yeah. Based on that, it's going to be the same, but I mean, they might program this differently. It's been a lot of updates. I don't have my M1 or M2 Ultra anymore, so I don't actually know what this is going to look like. But anyway, I've done a lot of testing at 1080p on the high preset, so I can use this benchmark to compare against the other M4 chips that I've tested in the past. So I tested the M4 Max on the high preset at 1080p before. So it'll be interesting to see where this comes in. So this is much better than before, but I'm just going to try and find my benchmark video in the background. Where does this come in at? Because if I look at my I think the M4 Max outperforms this substantially. Yeah, the M4 Max massively outperforms this. So I'll be able to tell from the Hi, do you have an idea if Ubisoft Plus allows you to play AC Shadows on the Mac? I'm not sure. I think I don't think it will allow you to play Assassin's Creed Shadows on the Mac. Yeah, this is definitely underperforming. I agree. My Korean man, like 72.67. If I compare this to, let's see, my I wouldn't say it's a waste of time to get an M3 Ultra for gaming. It's more like there's an issue with probably with Rosetta 2, or probably with these translation layers, which doesn't allow this to work that well. Let me just see. Where's my Cyberpunk benchmark? Because what my M4 Max was getting, this is we're getting similar to performance to an M4 Pro. If I look at my, let me just find where we are. So this is my chart from before, and we're getting 722.67, which is in between an M3 Pro and an M4 Pro. For the green one is I think, sorry, Cyberpunk is the blue one, right? So we're getting a score of 72.67, and so we're in between the M4 Pro and the M4 Max. Whereas really an M3 Ultra should be like way ahead of the M4 Max in terms of game performance. So there's, because it's made of two M3 Maxes. So it's a little bit disappointing, this frame rate. Let me just see what the gameplay is like. Yeah, I think Ghost of Tsushima should work fine. I haven't tried it on any Ultra chip yet, the Ghost of Tsushima, so it'll be interesting to see. I've already updated macOS to the latest version. I didn't update my cloud saves. Okay, so it's interesting that is not working that well. Sometimes I can't type into the Steam window properly. Okay, good. I'll do some more Windows game testing this evening. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to have to stop my stream in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So let's try one more thing. So we've got, yeah, let's set up some of these Windows games, because that's what I've been asked to test. Let's do a quickie one for Metro Exodus, because that's one of our things, and then I'll do the rest this evening. Release for Cyberpunk 2077 today, right? I reckon it's going to come out like in the next 1 or 2 days, right? That's my theory. I'm surprised it's not come out yet, because it's been people have been asking for it for a really long time. Okay, So we're going to load up the Windows version of Metro Exodus because this is the one with ray tracing. We might do a little comparison with macOS. I hope it does release today or test on my M4 Max and MacBook Pro. Yeah, I hope to. So the main difference with Metro Exodus macOS is the fact that this is the enhanced edition with like better graphics, and it also has ray tracing features too, which the macOS version doesn't have. So there's a sense in which it might be better to play this version through crossover if the performance is there. We'll have a look at that now. Trying to run this at 1200p, which is is it just a choice? Which is a choice, I guess. How do I quit this? Oh, stupid intro. Crossover native is interesting. Yeah, I've made lots of videos about crossover versus native versions of games. The last comparison I've done, of course, is Palworld, and it's pretty indisputable that you should probably just play the Windows version of Palworld for now. It's just going to be superior to trying to play the native version. Why is this so wanky? Like this whole unstoppable intro sequence is like so completely pointless. Did any significant changes come with Crossover 25? A lot of changes happened, and I made a video about it, so you should just check that out in the description. Well, just look at my YouTube channel, and then you'll see evidence of. Let's just change this. It doesn't like my aspect ratio. Ray tracing ultra. Why doesn't it see my? It doesn't see my It doesn't see my resolution as being high enough. Let's change that. I want to run this in 4K. Quit out and do it again. I do not want to watch that intro video again. You're going to test out Wuthering Waves? Yes, I will. I'll test out every major release that happens this month. I'm here the whole time. Everything up until early April. Otherwise, I'm going away for a bit, for a couple of weeks. We're also got to test out City Skylines 2, which has had a lot of updates. So I wonder if it's working better, especially on this machine. Oh God, I hate this. Andrew, how long do you keep the Ultra before returning it? Do you think you're going to do a lot of testing on this? Yeah, well, I'm going to keep the Ultra, and then I can have it for 2 weeks before I can initiate the return. So I'll have it for about 3 weeks. And then after that, we'll take it from there. Okay, why do I have even fewer graphics options now? I think what I'm going to need to do is turn the Steam using crossover using the Retina mode in order to get this to work. So I need to turn on what's called high resolution mode. Reboot that bottle. This will make Steam run in teeny tiny mode. Yeah, I do buy it and return it. I don't have access to review units. A £4,200 computer is a significant dent in my finances. So I do not like the idea of keeping it because I don't really have a use for it. The Mac Studio is, you know, we're in the percentage points of users, right? Hardly anyone ever uses the Mac, buys the Mac Studio, so the audience is extremely limited. It's just more interesting as from like a theoretical, you know, power user point of view, but no one really buys them, right? We're talking like single digit, 2% of people have an Ultra chip at the most, right? Which is probably why I'm going to focus on the M4 MacBook Air like way more. It's a much more interesting proposition. Okay, so let's see if I can get this to 4K. Doesn't want me to go to 4K. Doesn't even want me to go to 1080p. Interesting. Well, we are trying to run a Windows game through a translation there, so it's kind of no wonder that our aspect ratios are kind of messed up. Okay, guys, I think that I'm gonna end the stream now. I am not nearly done testing because I've only done 4 games, right? There's a whole bunch of other things I want to do. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is testing Metro Exodus macOS, right? And then doing a whole bunch. So what I'm going to do now, right? Yeah, it's the rendering skill. I think I'll try and figure this out today as well. Yeah, I'll try and figure this out. How to get this to scale correctly. But I'm gonna schedule. Yeah, I've done 7 kilometers of walking, which is not that much, but better than nothing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna schedule a new stream for about 5 hours from now. Okay, because I've got to take my kid to orchestra practice. Then we're going to do this. I'm going to finish the super chat list. If anyone else has got super chat ideas, then make sure to rejoin me again if you want to. Okay, but I will be back. We're going to testing Metro Exodus, City Skylines 2, Guild Wars 2, X-Plane 2. I'm going to download those games. If you have anything else you want me to test, tell me right now, because otherwise I won't be able to download it in time. But I'm got to head out now. But I will see you in the next video in about 5 hours from now. See you later. Goodbye. Bye-bye.